Hi, my name is Talethia Robinson, and I am doing my presentation on a supervision training program for school counselor site supervisors. I first wanted to start off by defining clinical supervision. Clinical supervision is a formal and disciplined working alliance that is generally, but not necessarily, between a more experienced and less experienced worker, in which supervisees' clinical work is reviewed and reflected upon, with the aims of improving the supervisee's work with the clients, ensuring client welfare, supporting the supervisee in relation to their work, and supporting the supervisee's professional development. And if most of you guys are like me, I started off as a teacher. I was actually a special ed teacher, and I transitioned into the counseling field. But although I had experience with working with children, I didn't possess the necessary skills in order to conduct counseling sessions. So, supervision was very important to me because I looked to my supervisors for a lot of guidance. When conducting research regarding site supervisor programs, I stumbled across Eastern Michigan University Department of Leadership and Counseling. There was a manual that's given to all site supervisors that defines roles and responsibilities when they take on that position. And so, in that manual, it states as the role that site supervisors ensure the safety of the intern's client. They facilitate growth and professional development of the intern. They evaluate the intern's competencies and progress. And they also monitor the intern's completion of university requirements. And I found this list to be pretty standard when looking through different universities' manuals, but this was typically the standard requirement of site supervisors. So, that number one question, why focus on supervision training? Identifying and attending to the supervision training needs of site supervisors could augment the preparation of the next generation of school counselors and could foster a consistent professional identity, improve service delivery consistent with the ASCA national model, and transformed profession. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to show you guys this clip of a current supervisor talking about his supervisee, talking about himself when he was a supervisee.
Well, the importance for me was years ago as a supervisee myself, in which I was seeing clients as part of a crack cocaine addiction study. And my supervisor listened to the session and told me, "You realize, of course, that the patient was high." And I was dumbfounded. I just thought he was happy. That's the difference. There are some things that a supervisor can see that myself as a therapist cannot see. They have a more of a bird's eye view of the situation, so they're able to provide me feedback. And I work to provide the same thing for my supervisees, that I can have that bird's eye view of the session as well, that I can provide them feedback on their performance, that I could look at what kind of beliefs might interfere with their ability to be as effective as they can. Therapists may often have the belief that they have to solve every single problem that the client presents, and the idea is to be able to sit back and really focus on what's most important. I work with my supervisees in order to identify specific problems they can work with the patient, to work on those that the patient is motivated to work with, and also to have a specific plan in mind as far as working with that. And that's what I provide for my supervisees and in working with them.
Right, and the thing I liked about this video is that I felt like the current supervisor got a lot out of his sessions with his supervisor. And so when looking up training program, I found that a lot of the site supervision training programs take place online through modules. And I found this program called Desire to Learn based online site supervision training program. Um, in this program, all supervisors must complete 3 mandatory modules that lead to a certificate of completion prior to supervising an intern. And the mandatory training modules include um, setting expectations with a supervision contract submitted online to a document that's in Dropbox. So you have your online module that explains that. Number two, the supervisory relationship. Um, it and again is dropped into a Dropbox and you look at it at your leisure. And then number three, defining supervision. Um, and after that, you have to take a exam, and it has to be 80% or better. And you are, if you do fail it, you are allowed to retake um, the exam until you have successfully completed. And here are more modules on that same website. You have 16 supervisor training modules. But again, you have to complete modules 1, 2, and 3 in order to get that certificate. Everything else is in addition to, if you want more training in other areas. They have areas such as ethical concerns. They have areas such as crisis and emergency management model. And it's a variety depending on the setting that you're working in. If you're in a school-based setting, you would probably want to look at the modules that are catered towards school-based, or if you're in a clinical setting, you would probably want to choose the modules that pertain to a clinical setting. And I have a list of professional organizations that provide online training for site supervisors. You could visit the ASCA website, the American Counseling Association website. Um, Again, I have some websites for Tennessee. This is some of these are catered towards the School Counseling Association in Tennessee. And here are my references in regards to counseling programs. Again, I have a PDF attached to this, and so you're more than welcome to go back and look and surf some of the websites for additional trainings. Thank you.